Hi and welcome to this painting tutorial for the new Necron Flayed Ones. They're an absolute brilliant sculpt once they're built, but an absolute nightmare to build. Really fiddly. You have to be very careful snipping off the blades and the arms to make sure you don't break anything, and then to make them stand up as well. It's really difficult to get them to glue. Once they do look fantastic. So I'm going to paint just one up for you, and then obviously you can take that out to do the rest in the same style. So I've built it, primed it, lead belcher because it's primary colour. My standard way of doing bases, I use like a base ready sandstone mix. Also prime that, and then I'll put some green gems on the bottom, and that's how I finish my Necron bases. So what I'll do with this one is I'm going to paint all the skin and flesh that's draped over the model. And it can be difficult to see. There's some on the arms, some on the legs. And I'm going to use Rakarth Flesh for the first base for this, and then I'll show you that, and then we'll take it through all the different ways of making it look more gory. So I've done the draping flesh with the Rakarth Flesh. I've chosen that because I think the skin would be a bit bleached after the time it's been on this Necron. And now what I'll do is start to highlight it with some gore. So I'm going to use Caribou Crimson for the lighter gore, and a bit of Druchii Violet as well to add some of the darker bits of gore. Now, as the box art shows, this bit here of the flesh is the outside skin, so it's not going to have as much highlight just around the edges. But then on the inside here, this is going to be pretty dirty because it's stained flesh with the blood and the gore. So while it's not dripping or anything, it's going to be stained. I'm going to do the same as well. So is the head draping on this one. It's just going to be the edges. This is just with the thinned Caribou Crimson. Hopefully you can see there is some colour applied. So I've gone around all the edges essentially, and then underneath there I've got it a bit darker. Same for around the leg. And on the back there you can see it's actually a bit darker. Around the arm, and essentially it's just giving it a bit of a different tone. So for me and my army, I don't think this is new flesh, so I'm not going to go over the top with blood and gore. I just want to give it a more realistic look on the skin. So I'm going to do a bit of Druchii Violet, concentrate down towards the edges and the longer bits of the drape bit there, and on the inside particularly, just to give it an extra touch of colour. So with a small bit of Druchii applied, the flesh is done in my opinion now. So it looks a bit dirty out on the outside, and then on the inside it's got some dirt and interesting colour. Again on the face, skin, the bits that are draping down have got a bit of more colour on the edges. So that's the flesh portion of the flayed one done, which is the complicated bit. Now just follow your normal painting pattern for Necron, which for me is to put gems in the bottom, and I actually paint the shoulder pads as well. So I hope this was useful. You probably realise that the painting is probably easier than the building. So drop us a like if you thought it was good. Thanks very much.